You want to be in your best shape ever. You have already joined the gym or you're planning to, but you do not know how to create your own program or routine. In this short series, I'll be showing you how to do that. It doesn't matter what level you are. If you are a beginner or an intermediate or whatever level you are, it does not matter. If you use these principles, then you can always come up with your own program. Think of them as the basics you need to have for you to create an effective program or routine. Before we get started with the topic of today's episode, I want to recognize the person who came with these principles we're going to be talking about in this series. His name is Dr. Eric Helms. He is one of the smartest people in this industry, and he wrote 2 books. These books are called The Pyramid of Muscle and Strength. The first one is for nutrition, and the second one is for training. The things that we are going to be talking about in this series come from the training book. He also did a similar series a few years ago. I am going to link his series down there. With that out of the way, let us get started. When you look at his book, you're going to see a pyramid, and he calls it the pyramid of hierarchy of importance. At the bottom of that pyramid, you have the most important thing for creating a program or a routine. At the top of that pyramid, you have the least important thing when creating a routine or a program. About 80 to 90% of your results are going to come from focusing on the bottom 4 items in that pyramid. If you do those 4 things the right way, then you're going to get all the results, and that's all you need. In today's episode, we are talking about the first and the most important thing in that pyramid. And that thing, as you can see on screen, is called adherence. Adherence is the most important thing you must focus on when you are creating a program or a routine. Adherence means being able to stick with something. The program or the routine you're doing, can you be able to do it for a very long time? If it cannot be done for a long time, then you do not have adherence. But if you can do it consistently for a very long time, then your adherence is good. With adherence, there are 3 things you need to consider when creating a program or a routine. The first one is that program or routine must be realistic. The second one is it must be enjoyable. The third one is it must be flexible. And these 3 things create the acronym REF. That means you must be your own referee. Let us talk about realistic. You have come up with a routine. The question is it realistic? When you look at your time and your schedule, can you be able to do it consistently? You may have the best routine in the world. It may be the most optimal for growing muscle. But if it is not realistic, then it is useless because you cannot remain consistent with it. If you are very busy with your career and you're married, you have kids, you have many things to handle, then there is no way you can train 2 hours per day, 6 times per week. That might be the most optimal program or routine for you to see great results. But if you cannot stay consistent with it, then it is useless. Training only 1 hour per session, 3 times per week, is less optimal, but it is more realistic for a busy person. And that person who follows such a routine is likely to be more consistent, and they are going to see better results compared to a person with an optimized routine that he cannot stay consistent with. I would rather you have a mediocre routine that you are consistent to than have the best routine in the world that you cannot remain consistent with. The next point is enjoyable. Is your routine enjoyable? Or do you dread every minute you spend at the gym? If you are an athlete or a bodybuilder and this is your job, then I think you will be willing to do hard things at the gym. You will be willing to do things you hate at the gym because it's your job. And some few months later, you're going to win a trophy because of the hard things you've been doing, things that you don't like. But you and I are not bodybuilders. We just want to look and feel great. We do not care about any trophy. We are not going to stand on any stage. Lifting weights is just a lifestyle for us. Someone who is on a schedule and he needs to look a particular way within a given period of time. He may be an actor or a bodybuilder or an athlete. He does not have a choice. He will have to do hard things that he might not like so that he can get the results he wants within maybe 6 months. But you and I are not under pressure to look good as soon as possible. That means we have more room to have a routine or a program that we enjoy. Because enjoying a program makes you like it. Liking it makes you work harder, and working harder gives you the results you need. By the end of this series, you will be able to create a routine that you enjoy, and that way you're going to see results easier and faster. The last thing with adherence that we are going to be talking about is flexibility. How flexible is that program or routine you're creating? Let us say you've gotten an injury today. Can you still work out? Can your routine allow you to do that? Let us say you go to another gym and they lack some equipment that you use. Can you replace some of the workouts? Let us say you usually train for 1 hour, but today you only have 30 minutes. Can you still work out? You have traveled and you've gone to another country or somewhere else where they're using different weighing systems. Can you still work out there? You've gone to an hotel and all they have are machines. They do not have any free weights. Can you adjust this program to fit that situation? If you want to win, your routine and program must be able to change to fit your needs. And that's why we say our goal here is to take fitness and we fit it into our lives, not take our lives and fit it into fitness. Most people out there are trying to fit their lives into fitness, and that's why they do not see results, because they may have the best programs, they may have the best routines, but they are not realistic, they are not enjoyable, and they are not flexible. And this way, they cannot stay consistent with them. And if you are not consistent, you're going to hate your workouts. If you hate your workouts, you're not going to push yourself. If you do not push yourself, you're going to fail. And that is why adherence is the most important pillar for you when you are creating a program or a routine. In the next episode in this series, we are going to be talking about volume, intensity, and frequency. When the episode is up, click here and I'm going to meet you there.